Good luck and welcome back to Just a Minute, it's Just a Mishnah. This Mishnah is in the Nishmas, Fred Ale Basrachan, the Schlussa Veli Yitzchak Ben Gila, and their father Sarah Basriva, some Sachas Bav Metziah. Perak Ches, Mishnah Gimel, and Mishnah Dalad, Hasher Sapara. So we're talking about a case where someone borrows a cow, and the owner sends the borrower the cow, either B'shulchalai B'yad B'nai B'yad Avdai B'yad Shluchai, with the owner sends the borrower the cow with his son, his slave, or his messenger, or B'yad B'nai B'yad Avdai B'yad Shluchai Shel Shoyel. Or he gives over the cow to the son, slave, or messenger of the borrower, and then on the way to the borrower, the cow dies. So the borrower doesn't have to pay yet because it's not considered to be in his property. It's not considered he hasn't basically taken it yet, so it's not considered to be in his reshus, to be his property basically. So he's not responsible for it. So Pater Amar LaHashayel Shalchalai Biyad Bni Biyad Avdi Biyad Shluchi. If the borrower says to the lender, to the owner, send it to me, send the cow to me with my son, my slave, or my messenger, or through your son, your slave, or your messenger, or if the lender said to him, the lender said, I'm sending this to you with my son, slave, or messenger, or he said, I'm sending it to you with your son, slave, or messenger, and then the borrower said, okay, fine, send it with them, and the cow died on the way, so then the borrower has to pay because it's considered to be in his domain. That's what I was looking for before, domain, because it's considered to be in his domain already when it's given over to the person who's taking the cow. And the same thing applies when he's giving the cow back. If someone's switching a pregnant cow for a donkey, and after he gave over the cow already, and the other guy pulled the cow towards him, so then the cow gave birth, and the same thing if he has a pregnant slave and he's selling her, and then she gives birth. So now they both want the baby because the person who's selling it says that the baby was born before he sold it, and the person who's buying it said, no, the baby was born after you sold it. So they split the price between them. The son has two slaves, one big, one small. So if he has two fields, one big, one small. The buyer says, I bought the big one, the young, and the owner says, I don't know which one you paid for. So then he gets to take the bigger one. If the seller says, I sold you the small one, and the buyer says, I don't know which one, so then he gets the smaller one. If the seller says it was the smaller one, the buyer says it was the big one. So then the seller has to swear that he sold the small one. If they both say that they don't know which one was sold, so then they split it between them. Meaning he gives the small one, and then they split the difference between the small one and the big one. Good, and those are today's Mishnayos.